How to cut up a whole chicken. Hello and welcome back to Healthy Drops. Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. In today's video, we will tell you about some methods to cut up a whole chicken. So come, let's start. Method 1. Getting the chicken ready for cutting. 1. Remove the whole chicken from the packaging. Discard the packaging. You can also cut up a whole chicken you have just cooked. If you have just cooked the chicken, let it cool for at least 10 minutes. The chicken continues to cook even after you have taken it out of the oven. Letting it rest will allow it to cook fully. If you're cutting up a whole cooked chicken, disregard the next 2 steps. 2. Check the internal cavity for gizzards, the neck, and other organs. These may be packaged in the back or could be loose. If found, remove and keep for other uses or discard. 3. Rinse the chicken in cold water. Do not use hot or warm water, as water with an increased temperature can lead to the promotions of bacterial growth. Pat the chicken dry with paper towels. Method 2. Cutting the legs. 1. Place the chicken on a cutting board, breast up. Placing the chicken so that the breast is up will make it easier to see what you are doing. 2. Use your left hand to grasp the chicken's left leg. Pull it away from the body. You want to be able to see where the leg and hip bones connect. You can also use a carving fork to hold the chicken in place while you pull the leg away from the body. 3. Use a sharp carving knife to cut through the skin. Cutting through the skin on the side of the chicken will allow you to better see where the leg and body meet. 4. Pull the leg out as far as you can. Use the carving knife to cut through the hip joint to remove the entire leg. By pulling the leg out, you create a right angle that is easier to cut through. 5. Cut through the cartilage where the hip and leg bones connect. Cutting through the cartilage will give you a clean cut without splintering any bone. Repeat these steps on the other leg. Method 3. Dividing the thighs and drumsticks. 1. Place the leg so that it is skin side down on the cutting board. It is generally easier to cut through the meat of the chicken first before working your way through the skin. The drumstick is the smaller part of the leg, while the thigh is the larger meatier part. 1. Grasp both sides of the leg with each hand. Bend the leg backwards in the opposite directions of natural movement. Doing this will help you to find the back of the knee joint between the drumstick and thigh, which is the easiest place to cut. 2. Locate the fat line. The fat line is a thin white line that runs along the joint between the drumstick and thigh. Cut along the fat line, separating the joint and thus the drumstick and thigh. Repeat these steps on the other leg. Method 4. Removing the breast from the back. 1. Locate the place where the breast and the back meet. This spot is along the ribs where the white breast meat swells out from the body. 2. Use a sawing motion to cut through the ribs from back to front. Do not cut from front to back, as doing so will give you a less secure grip on the meat, which could result in a sloppy cuts or even cutting yourself. When you have cut the breast from the back, you will have a whole breast cut and the back sections in 2 pieces. You can also cut along the breastbone again, starting at the back of the bird. Cut through the wishbone when you get to it. Angle the knife and cut down towards the wing, running the knife along the wishbone. Cut the breast and the wing. Another option is to pop out the keel bone by bending the breast halves backwards, removing the keel bone and cut the breast into halves through the wishbone. 3. Lay the whole breast on the cutting board. Pressing hard, push the center down into the cutting board with the flat on your hand. This motion is to help separate the breastbone. 4. Slice the breast from the bone. Run your knife through the center of the breast, down along the bone. 5. Insert your thumb along this cut to loosen the meat from the bone. If you want boneless breast meat, cut the bone away on either side and lift it out. You may need to break the cartilage to achieve removing the breastbone. If you want to keep the bone in the meat, split the bone with your knife and holding both sides. Break the bone apart. Method 5. Removing the wings. 1. Bend the wing away from the body. Bend it in the opposite of the natural movement, extending the wing. This will help you find the shoulder joint. 2. Use your carving knife to cut through the joint. Again, make sure to cut through the cartilage between the ends of the bones, so as not to produce any bone shards. 3. Cut the wings into 2 pieces. Bend the wing back at the elbow joint. Cut through the elbow joint. Repeat this process with the other wing. 4. Finish. That's all for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss any amazing videos from us.